Hi, this is Jim Cranston from 7 Every Minute and 7everyminute.com, the podcast and website by, for, and about baby boomers. Thanks for joining me tonight to talk about big decisions. So let's get started. But first, the regular reminder is a wrong number. Live TV. The regular reminder, I'm not a medical professional, but I'm just give talk about things that I find useful in that I do on a regular basis, and I hope you find them useful and helpful as well. If you find yourself feeling truly hopeless or depressed, please seek professional medical help or just dial 911. And the other number, of course, is 800-273-8255. Again, starting July 16th, just getting pretty close to about a month, and available in a lot of areas right now. Dialing 988 should connect you with immediate assistance. So good to know for yourself or a friend. Let's go back and get that off the screen and say, we all go through phases, I think, at least certainly I go through phases. And right now it's the I want all this junk out of my life sort of phase. And, but what's really driving me? Is it that I want to be decluttered? Or is that just my inner mind addressing one of the blockers that is in reality holding me back from my next goal? And I'd suggest that, the clutter itself isn't the issue. It's that it gets in the way of doing things. And right now I have in my own mind things that I want to do. And so remember, we've often talked about defining a goal and then really envisioning it. And then, simply living your life towards your own vision. Why is that? Because we've also covered, once your mind agrees that something is attainable, then it will do everything possible to make it happen. That's one of the many reasons why negative self-talk is so damaging. It should be avoided. So like many of my likely next steps in my own life right now involve something with my house. I've lived here probably over 25 years now. And I've collected a good deal of material over the years, and it's all good stuff, of course. But still, it's time to clean out a lot of things. So whether it's whether I move or rent the house part time or rent the house long term or whatever it ends up happening, no matter what, I have to make more room so that there's just room for my own thoughts and room to do things, and just having an uncluttered life actually really frees up your mind a lot. So it all starts with tidying up, which seems simple enough, right? So where's the big decision? Well, it's deciding what of the very many memories and other things that I have around should be relegated to history, right? I'm sorry to all the tidy people that write all the books, and taking a picture is not the same thing as surprising yourself with an old postcard from a friend. And I'm not going to scan, probably 20 photo albums that I have around from the family dating back, well, it's almost 7 decades or more. Some of the pictures actually go back way into the 30s, and some of them are even older than that. But at our stage of the life, right, kind of the ante goes up the further we go. Because I mentioned that my day profession is an electrical engineer, and I'm not only an electrical engineer, I usually work as a contractor. And so if you've never lived with such a person like that, you'll find out what that means is that have tons and tons of things like test equipment, parts, tools, and all the other hardware items of a real practicing practical trade. So many of those items you can't simply use if I haven't used it in 1 year rule, because some of it's specialty equipment, which I might only use once in a couple of years. Plus, unlike the photo albums, these are tools of the trade, and they actually make me money. It's different than, things that are emotionally attachment are very important. Things that make you money actually go a step beyond that. You don't want to just discard it willy-nilly. And, in one sense, actually, I say make me money. Soon, hopefully, it's going to be made me money. So, now the decision gets really a lot more difficult as I get closer to retirement. What do I want to do? Do I want to get a little contracting work on the side? Do I just want to do something with the grandkids? If I do, I'll need some of those items. So, some of it is truly clutter, and I'm trying to clear that stuff out. But in many other things, I could kind of replace them by buying something new, but I'm really going to go out and take the time to buy a new piece of test equipment if it's just to show the kids something interesting, like what a voice looks like when you sing a single note into a microphone. And so for me, in these situations, there's always a tendency to kind of go binary. Either it all stays somewhere or it all goes. And it's very easy when you approach things like that, you're weighing, should this go or that go? And you say, forget it. Everything's going in the trash. Everything in the room's going in the trash. And that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid, because that's really a good decision. Because living in those gray regions between black and white is often very difficult, right? Just look at the current politics and you'll see, it's very easy to make binary decisions, either you're with me or against me. But living in the gray regions is exactly where all the magic happens, because rarely is one extreme or the other the correct choice, or certainly not the best choice. So as we go through the changes as we age, there's a strong tendency to pick some extreme. We're going to downsize the house and get rid of everything. And then, I wish I kept some things from the kids. Or we're going to move to Florida and get all new friends. Kind of like, well, there are a lot of people I kind of miss where I lived before I moved to Florida. And so the other way it often manifests itself is in terms of what we can't do. It's, again, this whole binary sort of thinking. I can't travel anymore. I can't learn anything new. I don't use social media. I can't learn to play the piano. I'm too old to learn a language, right? We have a million built-in limitations and excuses ready to go. But just like cleaning the house and all the things where the best decisions are in that nebulous gray area, many of the big decisions we have to face as we age are best answered somewhere between all or nothing. Sometimes health does play a part, and that's a reality we have to face. Same with money. The limitation may be real, but not being able to go hike Machu Picchu doesn't mean that we can't go to Peru. Not being able to afford a trip to Peru doesn't mean we can't drive to a different region of the country. Not being able to drive doesn't mean we can't take a bus trip with friends to one of those pretty gardens in the city next door that we've always read about. Remember, the quality of your life depends upon the quality of the questions you ask yourself as you define your goals. If you ask black and white questions, you're going to get rigid goals. But good goals are flexible goals. Life is always changing, and we actually have big decisions to make every single day. Oftentimes, they're just masquerading as innocent little decisions, whether it's a diet, health, exercise, calling a friend, helping somebody, deciding what to do over the summer, or planning your retirement. Each decision is leading towards or away from our goals. So how do we make big decisions? Well, come on. If you listen to it all, you know what the answer to this one is already. We make big decisions so that they are aligned with our goals and our purpose, and they lead us to a place of contentment. So suddenly, those great, big, overwhelming decisions just became little decisions, leading us towards our desired outcome, which suddenly makes things like sorting through the whole house a much more manageable task. So good luck practicing your goal setting and goal envisionment. If your goals support you in your life purpose, then your brain will do amazing things to help you get there. That's it for the evening. Thanks for stopping by. Stay healthy, care for others, but remember to care for yourself so you can always be at your very best. And of course, we can't forget, got to get over here, right? Don't forget that the war in Ukraine is still going on. If anything, it's getting worse, which is saying a lot since it already exceeded most other modern wars in terms of brutality and genocide. If you're able and interested, the page of donation links is still available at ukr7.com. That's ukr7.com. Now, if anyone asks you where you can donate, you can go there. No donations are accepted there, but it does point to other places where you can go and find all sorts of organizations either doing humanitarian aid or all sorts of aid. Remember, one of the best ways you can care for yourself is to care for others. If you can and able, please check it out at ukr7.com. So as always, be true to yourself and live your life aligned with your true goals and feelings. Again, thank you for stopping by. If you found something interesting or useful, please pass it along. And if not, please drop me a comment what you'd like to hear. Have a great week. Thanks for visiting. Remember to live the life that you dreamed of, because that's the path to true contentment. Love and encouragement to everyone, and see you next week on 7 Every Minute and 7everyminute.com. Thank you.